And honestly, like generally in life, if you have a system of doing things in life, then you'll always come out successful if your system works.
We've all heard about the American dream, the belief that everyone has the equal opportunity to make it in America. Well, if you think the American dream is a sham, the incredible story of Sebastian Ghiorghiu will certainly have you thinking differently once you hear it. For proper context, consider this mind-blowing fact. The average American makes about $60,000 in a year, but a young Sebastian Ghiorghiu was earning the same $60,000 every other month. And it gets more fascinating when you consider that he broke those financial barriers while he was only 19 years old. Sebastian's American dream could have easily turned into an absolute nightmare. He was born and raised by a single mother in a poor home and spent a whopping 2 weeks in college before dropping out. The odds stacked against Sebastian would have defeated most, but he was built differently, powered by a rather curious obsession with owning a particular luxury car. He pursued financial freedom aggressively and never looked back. And within 3 years, he accelerated from college dropout to employee of college graduates. You're probably wondering how he was able to make such a crazy amount of money. You can try all you want, but you'd never guess correctly. But if you stay with us, we'll tell you how 19-year-old Sebastian Ghiorghiu made his American dream come true. There can be no doubt that Sebastian was living a life different from most teenagers his age. He didn't come from a background of wealth, but he was certainly living like it. He was making money faster than he could spend. He had bought his dream car twice and had taken his family out of poverty. He had even reached celebrity status on YouTube and in the e-commerce and digital marketing space, where he was quickly attained legendary ranking. However, it wasn't always that easy. The last child of immigrant parents from the southeastern Europe nation of Romania, Sebastian was faced with adversity early on. His parents did honest work to make ends meet, but it didn't quite work. To make matters worse, his dad had to declare bankruptcy. That placed a serious financial strain on his parents' marriage, and by the time he was 4 years old, his dad and mom couldn't keep up their vows to stay together till death did them part. They got divorced, and young Sebastian and his older siblings were raised by their now single mother. It was hard raising 4 children on her own, and things would often get very rough. I remember my mom always calling my dad asking my dad for money, and hearing my mom cry on the phone, and then I would call my dad and be like, "Please send mom money." And I was like 8 years old at the time. I could be playing with toys. I shouldn't be doing this, Sebastian said of his childhood. Seeing his mom struggle for so long made Sebastian realize there was no savior coming to rescue them. If he was going to own the finer things he craved so badly, he would have to figure out a way to get them. He had to be his own hero, for himself and the ones he held dear. The entire journey started when I was 16 years old, and I really wanted to fit in because I grew up dirt poor. I grew up with a single mother, and she never could afford to buy me clothes or cool shoes or anything like that. I actually got made fun of in school for not having the coolest clothes. I wanted to have my own money so I could buy my own clothes, Sebastian said when asked about his upbringing and how it motivated him. He went on further to say, one specific goal I was going for was an Infiniti G35, which was my favorite car at the time. I was incredibly money hungry. I was so motivated. When I started out, I saw everything as an opportunity, and that was the most important thing to my success. When he said he saw everything as an opportunity, he wasn't joking. He really did mean everything. He made his first cash when he realized the lunch lady at his high school was ripping the students off with the high cost of her muffins. So what did he do? Sebastian would buy muffins from outside the school for nearly half the price, bring them to school, and resell them for a profit. He eventually got busted by the school authorities because, good intentions or not, his actions were still illegal. But he had got his first taste of money, and he wasn't about to stop at that. His next venture was flipping go-karts for auction sites for profit. He had brief stops working at a Taco Bell outlet and then a car wash, but the entrepreneurial genius in him couldn't be satisfied by such jobs. So he got back into sales, this time dealing in car windshields. With the income from this, he was finally able to purchase an Infiniti G35, fulfilling a major dream of his. By combining different ventures, he was able to increase his net worth to about $5,000, which was pretty awesome for a teenager. But then came the infamous parental mandate that never fails to fuel conflict between parent and child. His mother insisted he enroll in college. Sebastian didn't want to because he felt he was doing well enough without it. And he kinda had a point, didn't he? He tried to resist, but his mother won the battle, and he enrolled in college to study nursing. Barely 2 weeks after, he saw a video on YouTube that changed his life forever. And without hesitation, he dropped right out of college to pursue the career path that would eventually make him rich beyond his wildest imagination. The video in question was about e-commerce and dropshipping with Shopify. The idea of passive income appealed greatly to Sebastian, and why wouldn't it? Making money while you eat, sleep, and hanging out on the beach with your friends? He knew this was what he wanted, and he was all in. Unfortunately, as all great stories, he experienced a setback. The dropshipping business did not take off as he had hoped. He took a job as a caregiver at a nearby nursing home to keep some money coming in, but he did not give up on the online business. He dug deeper and took more tutorials and courses. And on one morning, while he was driving to his day job at a nursing home, his hard work started to pay off. Sales of items in his men's fashion store started to roll in, and he made up to $500 in a day. Being the savvy businessman he was, he immediately took action to expand and create more online stores on different platforms. In next to no time, he had scaled up to earning an average of $2,500 every single day. It's amazing what the right dose of persistence and perseverance can get you, isn't it? For most, this would be enough, but not for Sebastian. He had a new dream car in mind, the Nissan GT-R Track, valued at $110,000. After mastering his dropshipment business, he left his job at the nursing home, of course, and decided to help out different areas of the population. He started teaching people how to achieve success in e-commerce through YouTube videos and self-created knowledge. His valuable experience and insights quickly yielded a profit, and he was counting up to $30,000 monthly just from showing others the path that he had followed to hitting it big. Add this to the other $30,000 he was making passively from his online shopping stores, and what do you get? A brand new Nissan GT-R Track, and a brand new house, and all the cool clothes he desperately wanted to own as a poor 16-year-old kid who was bullied for having less. He dried up his mother's tears by giving her the life of independence she deserved. She no longer had to call his dad to beg for money to take care of Sebastian and his siblings. He became his own man. Rich, self-sufficient, and an inspiration to young people his age and men and women decades older. The secret to Sebastian Ghiorghiu's success isn't so much about him discovering e-commerce and passive income as it is about his attitude to life. Rather than sit around and sulk about lemons life had thrown at him, he got on his grind and made the zestiest lemonade from them. The business knowledge he demonstrated was off the chart, right from selling muffins in high school to making thousands of dollars month after month. If this amazing grass to grace story hasn't inspired you, then perhaps nothing else will. This amazing story of wealth building creation is actually 3 years old. Sebastian Ghiorghiu is now 22 years old and a very different man from the one in this story. Did he go on to build even more wealth for himself, or did he lose all of that money in an investment gone wrong? We have a feeling that you know the correct answer, but we'll leave you to find that out for yourself.